We have some big Champions League news to discuss in today's video. Not only that we will go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours, but first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic's defence has come under fresh focus after Ross McCormack gave a blunt take on the current options at the back. The ex-Scotland striker questioned both the returning players and the summer signings ahead of a big season for Brendan Rodgers' side. Much of the attention this summer has been on Kieran Tierney's return, but McCormack believes his comeback won't fix the wider problems in defence. With some players leaving and others picking up knocks, Celtic still look short of covering key areas. McCormack didn't hold back on Liam Scales and Austin Trusty, saying mistakes are still likely with them in the side. His opinion will strike a chord with many supporters who have raised doubts about who can step up if Carter Vickers misses time through injury. He also pointed out that while Tierney is a strong addition at left-back, he plays differently from Greg Taylor. In particular, he said, Celtic might miss Taylor's ability to move into midfield, which was an important part of how they controlled games last season. McCormack said this, I can't disagree with you when you talk about Scales and Trusty. I said it last season as well. I always felt there was a mistake in them. But regards to Kieran Tierney, I think the problem Celtic fans are going to have this year is because he's been down to Arsenal and everyone even loved him down at Arsenal, even though he didn't play a lot of games. They're expecting this probably different player to come back who is just a completely different level from the Kieran Tierney who went down there. It's going to take a bit of time. He's not played regular in quite a while. So it's going to take a bit of time. I wouldn't be too worried about him. To touch on Greg Taylor, yes, I think Celtic will miss him quite a bit, not in the left-back area where Kieran Tierney is going to slot in. I think some of Greg Taylor's best work was when he stepped into the central midfield areas from left-back. Kieran doesn't really do that, so they're going to sort of miss Greg in there. But to go back to what you said about the centre-halves, for sure, I'm with you, Ian. I think they need one or two in, because if touchwood it doesn't happen, Cameron Carter-Vickers gets a bad injury, then the players that are left with are probably not good enough to get them to a level where Celtic want to be this season, McCormack concluded. Tierney's return will no doubt lift supporters, but McCormack's comments offer a reality check. It's not just about big names, it's about whether the players fit the system and can cope with the demands of a long season at home and in Europe. Greg Taylor was key to how Rodgers set the team up last season, often stepping into midfield from left-back. That role isn't a natural fit for Tierney, and it could take time for the team to adjust without losing balance elsewhere on the pitch. At centre-half, doubts remain over the current options. Scales and Trusty might be fine for most league games, but there are still real questions about their ability to lead the backline in tougher tests or big European nights. With time still left in the transfer window, McCormack's warning might already be on the minds of those at Lennox Town. Bringing in another centre-back or possibly two now looks like something Celtic may have to do rather than just want to. Now for the main story. With the Champions League playoff draw fast approaching, Celtic are getting closer to learning who they'll face in the final hurdle before reaching the league phase once again. Brendan Rodgers' side are 2 matches away from returning to Europe's top competition, and with it banking a massive £40 million prize. Thanks to their UEFA ranking, the Scottish champions will be seeded for the draw, keeping them clear of several established clubs like Bodo Glimt, FC Copenhagen, Red Star Belgrade and Ferencvaros. However, that doesn't mean it'll be a straightforward route. 5 unseeded sides are in contention to land Celtic, with 2 already confirmed and 3 more still battling it out in the qualifying rounds. The draw takes place on Monday the 4th of August. And there's plenty to keep an eye on before then. Swiss champions Basel are already guaranteed a place in the playoff round and would be a tough draw. The Hoops will remember being knocked out by them back in 2002. Basel have also kept former Celtic striker Albion Ayeti in their ranks, which could add an extra layer if the sides are paired again. Sturm Graz are another team Celtic could face. The Austrians won their domestic title ahead of RB Salzburg and have Scotland's Max Johnston on their books. While not a traditional European name, their recent success means they won't be taken lightly. Slovan Bratislava are well on course to progress after thumping Zrinjski by 4-0. Celtic know them well from last year's Champions League, where they dismantled the Slovakian side 5-1 at Paradise. Slovan will take on either KUPS or Kairat Almaty in the next round, with the Finnish side 2-0 up. Maccabi Tel Aviv are also in the frame. They drew 1-1 with Paphos in Cyprus and will be expected to finish the job at home. Should they advance, they'll likely meet Dynamo Kiev next, who hold a commanding 3-0 lead over Hamrun. Romanian side FCSB still have it all to do after losing 1-0 away to Shkendija. If they can turn that around in the second leg, a tie with Karabag would follow, the Azerbaijani outfit having cruised past Shelbourne with a 3-0 away win. In other news, the Green Brigade have backed a new national movement calling for better treatment of fans in Scottish football. The Celtic Ultras group is part of the newly formed Scottish Supporters Collective, which delivered a letter directly to the SFA demanding key changes to how fans are treated. The statement accuses the media and authorities of creating a moral panic by targeting active supporter groups while ignoring the colour and energy they bring to matches. With the Green Brigade involved, Celtic fans are playing a central role in pushing for change. The collective has outlined 5 main proposals: fairer ticket prices and away allocations, regular talks between clubs and fans, better access for disabled supporters, support for items that boost atmosphere like drums and banners, and a safer approach to pyro. The Green Brigade have long been known for their displays at Celtic Park and away games. Items like drums, megaphones and banners, often linked to the group, are among the tools they believe should be allowed in all grounds across the country. Pyrotechnics are another key point. Instead of banning them, the collective wants disposal bins installed at stadiums to reduce danger, a system already used in parts of Europe. The Green Brigade's disputes with football authorities are well known, but this move shows a shift toward working with governing bodies while still demanding serious change. The collective includes fans from across the SPFL, especially in the Premiership and Championship. They've made it clear they want a voice in shaping the future of the game. Now it's up to the SFA and SPFL to respond. Lastly, Celtic are still pushing to sign Jakob Breham, and the Danish winger has made it clear he's open to making a move if the right offer arrives. The Hoops have already seen 3 bids rejected, with their latest approach believed to be around £3 million. Go-Ahead Eagles are standing firm, refusing to drop their £6.5 million valuation. The Dutch club aren't short of interest either, with PSV Eindhoven also keeping tabs on the 21-year-old, who has impressed in the Eredivisie and for Denmark's under-21 side. Breham is one of several wingers being considered. Michel Anange Balikwisha at Antwerp remains on the radar, and a return for Sondre Orjaseta hasn't been ruled out. But with his age, profile and clear ambition, Breham looks to be the one Celtic are pushing hardest for, and he's not dismissing the idea of a step up. Celtic's need for wide players has grown following the £17.2 million sale of Nicholas Kuhn to Como, while Jota is expected to be out until early next year. Brendan Rodgers is now focused on bringing in fresh options to strengthen that area of the pitch. Breham said this: "Of course, I have ambitions to try myself at a higher level, but when that is, time will tell. I'm not just going to play a few good months and then take the next step. I can still develop even more here, so I'm not in a hurry to get away. I'm very open to the next step. It all depends on what offers come in. It's not like I have certain leagues that I just have to go to, but of course I'm aiming for as high a level as possible because it's the dream to play against the very best," he concluded. Breham's words will give Celtic's recruitment team some hope, as the winger sounds open to a move if the right offer comes in. The main issue is still the gap in valuation, with the Dutch club refusing to lower their price. At 21, Breham has already stood out in the Eredivisie and for Denmark's under-21 side. His hunger to step up and face tougher opposition could work in Celtic's favour ahead of other clubs. There's still time left in the window, and Celtic aren't likely to drop their interest. The big question is whether they'll meet the asking price or try to agree a deal with add-ons. For now, Breham remains in the Netherlands, but a switch to Glasgow is still on the table if the Hoops decide to go again. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.